In a moment, I'm going to do a deeper dive into some of the hidden features that are Dowdy. Oh my gosh. Dowdy. G'day patrons, hope you're all well. This is your Saturday news wrap up for the week with the balance of the news. Just a few little bits just for you guys, and then we'll get into the main show. And yeah, let's get into it straight away, shall we? First up, I'm excited to say that the Honest Ads government people, Juice Media, they put out an excellent video on carbon capture, use and storage. And it turns out that Giordano, who writes those scripts and puts them together, and here's the guy behind them, he gave me a shout out on Twitter, and it turns out one of the videos I did in October last year on carbon capture, use and storage, he used to help making that video. So super excited. Like, I'm not worthy, because the material that they do, they just make it very accessible, easy to understand, funny, importantly, and it's seen by hundreds of thousands of people. And they've done a great job of surmising the issue that is, CCUS, and how it's complete utter garbage and it shouldn't have any money thrown at it whatsoever. Meanwhile, of course, the government, who are supporting those petroleum companies and keeping, fossil fuel businesses in business, still support them by giving them research money, aka like $60 million to the guys over in Perth. Yeah, it's just garbage. Anyway, so super hyped to actually get the shout out on Twitter, and it's amazing to think that I think only 1,200 people have seen that video, yeah, it took a lot of time and effort to research and put together, but yeah, great. Makes me want to get back to doing the video I was going to do on the IPCC report, which I wrote 3 times, abandoned, just felt it was too demoralizingly bad. But now that they've said this, I'm thinking I need to get back to it. I'll again put a bit of a lens around the government perspective and how politicians are failing us in this space. Because, it's... I'm trying to give a message of hope here and positivity, and this report is the exact opposite of what I want the channel to be. But yeah, I need to call out just the stupid, what they call it, shit fuckery, that our politicians are selling us down the drain with. So yeah, I think tomorrow's Father's Day, so will I write it tomorrow? Well, it's written, just need to add the political lens on it once again, which is how the first draft was. Hilarious. Anyway, next is starting September 7. That's like next week. What date is it again? I think it's the 4th today. So what, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. At 12:30 a.m, Volkswagen will be presenting highlights from the IAA Mobility 2021 in digital format. And so they'll have some live shows and, world premieres of stuff pertaining to the Audi family. I've left a link to the media site below where these videos will be deployed over the course of several days. I'll put a graphic over here if I can. And staying with VW, they've actually created a new website for people who want to know more, and I mean way more, than the superficial information that is delivered on electric cars sometimes, how things work, get fixed, and what the future might look like. Stuff I do on this channel, but I do try to go a bit deeper than that superficial layer. It's a bit of PR meets brand greening, but I read this actually fascinating article about how they diagnose and repair battery packs, and how that modules can be exchanged but cells cannot. And topics from the Shaping Mobility Hub, as it's called, and they're easily shareable on your socials like Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, email, you get it. So look, take a look. I'm going to appreciate that for you guys mostly. It's a bit beyond, not beyond you, excuse me, it's below you. But I think it's actually great to maybe send to that newbie, or maybe an EV denier. The person, this guy on the Model 3 Facebook group. He's quick to come in with, oh, these things are going to ruin our future. Oh, this is hopeless. Doesn't have the range, and it needs to replace your battery in 3 years. He's hilariously funny for all the wrong reasons. So next time I see one of his comments, I'm maybe going to drop in one of these links, because Yeah, I think it actually deconstructs quite nicely about the actual facts of the matter and how batteries are 100% recyclable, how electric vehicles are cheaper from cradle to grave, so on and so forth. Yeah, check them out. Okay guys, this is the public bit now, here we go. On today's show, 4680 cells going to production, Tesla full self-driving updated, and Audi's vision of luxury cars. G'day and welcome, my name's Chris, and if you're new to the channel, thanks for coming along, I really do appreciate it. Maybe consider subscribing. If you want to see more content like this more regularly, head over here to Patreon where you get behind the scenes, news, polls, and stuff that I just can't show you here on YouTube. And a big awesome thank you not only to all my patrons, but in particular my producers, Adam Tyson, Alan Burnt, Ashley Hill, David Linham, Chaotic Media Technology, MN ICT Specialist, Nigel Farrier, and Tessa Nagong. And well wishes to Michael Fink, a subscriber of the channel and EV champion on Twitter, who recently had surgery. So Michael, I do hope you're well and making a speedy recovery, mate, but remember, now you're on the other side of the equation. How long would it take you to get from Melbourne Moonee Pond Tesla Supercharger to Coffs Harbour in a Tesla Model 3 long range? Roughly 19 hours and more than 5 hours of charging. So listen to this amazing world record. Ford's newest all-electric car, the Mustang Mach-E, has become a triple Guinness World Record holder after adding 2 charging titles to its ultra-efficiency record. They drove from the northernmost tip of Scotland, John O'Groats, to Land's End in the southwest of England. Total time using a better route planner would be 15 hours and almost an hour and a half of recharging, again using a Tesla Model 3 long range. But the folks over at Ford only spent 43 minutes and 13 seconds doing it. This makes it the shortest charge time on Britain's longest journey, wiping over 30 minutes from the previous world record attempt holder, done by a Tesla. For those thinking, yeah, they must have used like ultra rapid chargers about 250 kilowatts, but no, they actually did this long range in the long range version of the Mach-E, which only has a single motor and is limited to 150 kilowatts. In July, the Mach-E's ultra efficiency is on the same route consumed the least energy by travelling 10.4 kilometers per kilowatt hour, equating to a range of about 800 kilometers. How did they do it? Hypermiling. Slowly accelerating, going slower than the actual speed limit, wheels hyperinflated to near breaking point, not using accessories in the car like the heater, aircon, and more than likely choosing a day when temperature was at a Goldilocks sweet spot for optimum battery performance. Right now, there's probably some of you saying, "Hold my beer, challenge accepted." You know how Tesla, in fact most car makers, use a variety of battery suppliers like LG Chem, Panasonic, CATL and more? Well, there's a company located in Israel, Storedot, who have been working on the much famed 4680 cell. Made famous by Tesla's battery day last year, the battery name 4680 purely refers to the battery diameter of 46mm and length of 80. And it turns out that Storedot have been working on this format for more than 3 years and hold 5 patents on cell design and tech. The highlight being able to completely recharge in just 10 minutes. 10 minutes! Storedot claimed that the silicon-dominant batteries are capable of extreme fast charging, or XFC, with thanks to the cylindrical cell design, compared to pouch technologies seen in some battery types. The 4680 cell format requires unique chemistry adaptation to offset like greater internal pressures, gas release, and avoidance of potential leakage. But somehow they've been able to work through all of these issues and enter production at EV Energy. And that's like Storedot's manufacturer supply partner in China. To be clear, this chemistry and I guess manufacturing method is different to what Tesla is working on with their in-house 4680 cell, which they've said will have like 5 times the energy density of current battery packs, reduce cell design costs by about 14%, approximately 16% more range, and power output 6 times greater when compared against Tesla's current batteries. Storedot's XFC batteries can deliver a 50% reduction in charging time at the same cost and will go into full production by 2024. This battery by Storedot and testers soon will be able to shift people from petrol to electric vehicles, as right now they don't actually know that there's no such thing as range anxiety when you've got an EV. In fact, for the majority of them, they'll wake up every morning and appreciate that the car is absolutely 100% full and will never, importantly, never spend 5 or 10 minutes out of a service station every week. I guess people just want to hear that a car can fill in 10 minutes, so yeah, this will be a good thing. Now in a moment you're going to see some stories that my patrons saw last week, but remember, they also saw about half a dozen other ones. So remember, if you want to see this sort of content more regularly, do support me over there on Patreon. So let's get into now a round of bites. BYD North America has unveiled 2 next generation battery electric heavy duty trucks, the Gen 3 8TT and 6F, unveiled at the ACT Expo in Long Beach, California. The Gen 3 8TT and 6F feature cabs styled by Wolfgang Joseph Egger. He's like the renowned former Audi chief designer, and BYD says that they provide not only a stylish cab, but also offer improved aerodynamics and energy efficiency. The trucks are equipped with an electronic park braking system, keyless entry, push-to-start functions, and have up to 185 kilowatts of CCS charging capability. The extended range version of the ATT and 6S are about 320 kilometers range using the American EPA method. 2 weeks. Every Tesla fan's worst punchline. 2 weeks has famously been said by Elon Musk on everything from go to Mars and, more importantly, full self-driving public release. And so he is hoping that this tweet from Elon Musk on September 2nd will hold true. Let's revisit this perhaps next week and see if version 10 has indeed been released to those lucky beta testers in the US. Then towards the end of September, where he's promising that it'll be good enough to have public opt-in. Concept car time, but instead of lamenting that it will never be built, given most circumstances, this car by Audi is stunning and is so well thought out that I want to share it with you. In a moment, I'm going to dive into some of the hidden details in Audi's Grandsphere concept car, but first, a high-level summary. Featuring a 120 kilowatt-hour battery, 2 electric motors capable of delivering a total output of 530 kilowatts and torque of 960 newton meters. This concept car features 800 volt charging technology, meaning that it can be charged with up to 270 kilowatts in a very short time at fast charging stations. That would mean in just 10 minutes there will be sufficient charge to go more than 300 kilometers. Now, here's some highlights. The Grandsphere is an extremely low and long vehicle at 5.35 meters in length. The Grandsphere saloon will have level 4 automated driving, meaning, and watch this. Also, check out how lounge-like this chair is with all that leg room. Very nice. The seats have built-in vents and speakers, perfect for sleeping in. Controls are a mixture of touch-sensitive surfaces, eye detection, and hand signals, like this Darth Vader move. Didn't you know that he once said, "Crank up the tunes"? The next highlight is its lack of B-pillar and how the doors both open, allowing what Audi is calling priority boarding. There's a lot more here, and I'm really excited to see what Audi's vision of what electric vehicles can look like, how they'll operate, and the possibilities that are afforded by EVs. I only wish that they actually made this into a real thing. If you want to go see the presentation in full, it's only about 20 minutes. I've left a link to this plus all today's stories in full, so please do go check them out. Alright, well that will do it for today's episode, and if you watched it now, thank you so much, I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, do consider subscribing. I know a lot of you aren't, so yeah, do it. It's free, why not? And again, if you want to support the channel, come and join me over here on Patreon, where you get early access to news, polls, and behind the scenes a lot more. Big thank you to all my patrons, and for you guys and girls out there, please do stay safe, be good, and be green.